Uh, Welcome all from BBTA Consulting. Today we have a very young entrepreneur, a first generation entrepreneur, Abhishek Tiwari, CEO for iAssure, based out of Jaipur. And Abhishek Tiwari is a first generation entrepreneur from family of academicians who completed his chartered accountancy at the age of 26. And he's also a lawyer. And he joined ICICI Bank in Vadodara in retail assets category and rose to the level of regional head for North and East, handling book of around 40,000 crore, and then worked with credit rating agencies and AU Small Finance Bank, and then with the insurance arm of AU Small Finance Bank, and then started his entrepreneur journey. So we will interact with Abhishek and get to know a lot of amazing insights that how his journey is from an employee to an employer.
India is a huge country with highly diversified population. It is home to 17% of world population. Two-thirds of India's population is largely agrarian and rural based and has no proper access to insurance products. Insurance penetration is just 3.69%, which implies that a huge market is still unpitched and underserved. Poor literacy, lack of awareness, gap in distribution, deficit of trust, and traditional mindset act as a barrier even in the progressive era, resulting in heavy losses and lifestyle disturbance whenever any casualty occurs. This gives way to an urgent requirement to address these problems and build a scalable business by educating masses about the necessity to get insured. Seeing the need of the moment, few visionary young minds came together and launched an insurance broking company, Velocity Insurance Broking Services, and launched a comprehensive insurance portal called Assure.com. VIBS works as a disruptive B2B2C insurance platform. It distributes insurance products in Tier 2 and 3 and below category towns through a tech-enabled point-of-sale aggregation and revenue-sharing model. People who did not have access to insurance products at all can now have access to all insurers.
So Abhishek, my first question is, so please tell us about your journey and your background, your early school days, college days, and your early interests. Like, what were your real interests at that point of time, and how it culminated into your entire journey of the professional life as well as your entrepreneur life.
Yeah. Thank you, Suresh. So as you asked, during school days, I'll be very, very upfront that I was not a very a bright student. I was on the backbencher side, and but I always wanted to be in uniforms. As in, like as a kid, when somebody asks you what do you want to become, I wanted to say I always say I'll be in the police or I'll be in the army, because so that is something which always excited me as a young kid. Of course, post school education, I did try for my engineering, and the way to it, as was told to me, was engineering and then appearing for through the administrative services, getting into a role. But I flunked. I literally flunked. So I was not able to clear my examination of engineering. I was not able to clear my engineering examination. And uske baad, so my uncle suggested, that since he has not been able to clear his engineering, though I had maths bio, so I scored very good marks in 10th. I opted for a maths bio. Correct. I could have gone towards either medical or through engineering, but somehow, so I was not able to get through. And then you become at a stage where people started looking at you. Bhaiya karega kya life mein? What is that you are going to do now? Yeah. So one of my uncles said, no, now since he has flunked the examination, I think it's risky to send him to an engineering college way back in 2002. And since he came from the commerce background, he said, let him change his subject to commerce and appear into CA examination. And I'll be very honest to tell you, I was not knowing कि मैं आसमान से गिरा और खजूर में अटकने वाले situation में जा रहा हूँ. I never knew कि CA का pass percentage is like 2.5%. So engineering was a better bet. I could have appeared again and be there. But then yes, since maths analytical skills was, I mean, that was a subject of passion. I think I did well, and you normally see people take a lot of attempts while doing C examination. So whatever I had left behind was also covered, and finally I completed my chartered accountancy in 2002 along with the law examination. Yeah, so that's how the career got a line and length to start with.
Okay. So my next question is, so how was your journey in like large institutions like ICICI when it was still into the formative stage and when it was growing very, very fast in early, like from 2002 to 2010? Correct. And then what were your learnings?
Correct. So I think I am very fortunate in to be at an organization like ICICI Bank way back in those times, because so at point of time, your education, your personal flair, your passion, which you actually realize after a point of time, and your career, get a good mix. Get a good mix. So there are wrong fitments also. That's a large problem with HRs also. So I may come from a finance specialization, but the fact of life remains that I was more energetic towards execution rather than playing with numbers on a desk. I wanted to always to be on the field. So ICC was, as you rightly said, was in the formative years as a private organization after public sector banks. That was the only organization growing fast, and they were looking for people who are like go-getters. I mean, who don't look at day and night, who can do anything and everything. So while my passion being army could not get fulfilled, when I got recruited at ICICI Bank, I was put into the same situation. I was happy. It was said that spending 1 year or maybe 2 years at ICICI Bank is equal to 5 years of experience in any other bank at that point of time, because the nearest private player being at 5th or 6th or 7th number, the kind of volumes that you were processing. So that was an immense learning. I think the fear factor of handling volumes, which people, even after spending their whole career life, are not able to get exposed to, I think was imbibed from day one. कि काम ऐसे ही होता है, इतना ही होता है, और ये normal है. So you get into that commando training. मतलब आप commando, even within the army, there's a commissioned officer, non-commissioned officer, and within that there's a black cat commandos, जो कि super का भी super है, right? It's a tough training. Correct. So I think I was blessed to get into that tough training environment. It somehow matched that flair also, and the degree was left behind. Of course, that carries with you. That's what you have learned. But I think something which people normally say, do what you love, what is your passion. So वो fortunate होता है, कोई fortunate नहीं होता है, कोई by design करता है, कोई by fluke करता है. But I think that was a good combination where I got into, and of course we flourished. So a lot of people who are not able to cope up with the environment, of course, moved out. But I think we grew in the system, and since it was a fast-moving organization, I think yes, you get exposed to larger exposures. If you are able to do well, of course you are placed to those positions, because fast-moving organizations have those beauty. So I identified as a part of talent, and always was trained to handle a position which was maybe 1 level up or 2 level up. And that's how it was a well thought of program which I was a part of, and I grew to a position of zonal head in I think 7 years time.
Okay, that's great. And you were handling a book of around 40,000 crore.
Yeah, so ICICI was at around 1 lakh crore asset book at that point of time when I left. I mean, that was around, I think, I would say, so 2009, the Lehman crisis, when it started. And that was the period where, the bank also shrank. All financial institutions was shrinking on that retail asset boom side, of which ICICI was the front runner.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And again, fortunate enough to know. So while I started my career with Home Finance as a part of PFS, then coming to ICICI Home Finance, then into a reverse merger as a ICICI Bank. So I think I have seen enough and more in terms of product. Where home finance and consumer durable mix ho jata hai, and then you start all of a sudden we started agri. So that was also again good exposure where I would have seen right from booking a personal loan to an agri loan to a home loan to a loan against property to a consumer durable, and it was a world of entire retail asset.
Abhishek, I have one question. Like when you started, let's say, life and then becoming entrepreneurship, what was the trigger point? And is it any family members where you had someone? And what are challenges, fear that point of time and later on? That journey which is unknown, like you were doing job and you moved to
of
this
course.
one.
Yeah.
And then there could have been a fear, unfounded fear, some fear you had. And then was backing positive thought came from where? In a family, a friends? How was that journey period when you decided, from moving from the job to the owning the business?
Yeah, okay. So see, when I moved out of ICICI Bank at the time of Lehman, so I mean, so post Lehman, there was a shrinking that was done. We designed to merge the asset and the liability piece, and so you see, when you have passionately worked for continuous 7-8 years, created a whole environment, you were a team of small number where everybody knew everybody, and then you want to get into a larger scheme of things, at times you want to explore outside. Okay, enough is enough. I want to explore something outside, and that's where I joined a rating agency business in Delhi for a short time. These promoters had some NBFC aspirations, which eventually didn't work out. And that was the time when I really realized that there's a hell lot of SME. There are people who are into smaller businesses, making good money, acha cash flow, and there are good businesses to where you can help with. So while you have seen large operations in terms of processing, in terms of creating systems, I mean there's a lot which you can do to help a lot of people. So जो वो feeling of creation होता है, I think वो एक internal trigger था, that now that I have seen those numbers, I think I can start creating something again, right? And that's where I joined. I came back to Jaipur. So क्या होता है, and as an organization, see, when you create equity into the system, you are a part of smaller organization which grew. So you have created some equity, you have proven your mettle. So आपको कभी वो fear नहीं होता है कि I cannot come back, and that's really a driving force where you can take a punt. Okay, let me go outside and explore my ambition. Even if I'm not able to do, I think somebody can take care of me. I can come back to the same organization, do a different role, right? So that was the driving force, and that I moved out, and I then never went back. I landed into a smaller NBFC again, 2012. So there was a company called AV Financiers, which was having around 1,800 crores of book. The promoters getting into a different line of growth, and so I joined that. That was a very small company at that point of time, with of course largest into Rajasthan, but not known across. So then there was a same growth journey. Now that you have already been there and done that, आपके लिए वो नया चीज नहीं है, but वहाँ जो पूरा environment है, उसके लिए वो एक बड़ा नया चीज होती है. So you feel energetic कि okay, look, I am repeating what I have already learned. वो जो आपका feeling of creation होता है, that gets specified. So we created a larger book. हमने 3 साल में I think 7 times grow किया. And eventually we got the banking license. So it's known as now AU Small Finance Bank, which is a very, very valued organization, listed, and a fastest growing organization in the new regime of small finance banks. That's the largest retail asset book in the small finance bank segment, right? So that's how it happened, and it is here that I learned how to actually the making of the movie. So while ICICI was a movie, this was making of the movie, learning of a making of the movie at this organization. So we had 2 licenses. somebody again took up and said that, you know, why don't I try with the insurance business of the same group. And then again, that was again a new you know, line of business. Yeah, so while being at AU now, I think those entrepreneurial courage actually got shaped up. And यहाँ आने के बाद I bring a lot of people, team create किया, structure create किया. और जब आप अपने हाथ से वापस वो execute कर लेते हो, तो you get that confidence, you know, I mean, you can do that again. And so 14-15, I came on the board of this insurance distribution arm of AU Finances. That was a 100 crore business at that point of time. And that instrument was created to do largely captive business, because the vehicle which were financed by the NBFC were insured into this outfit, and we were making some commission incomes on that. While doing that, we grew that business from 100 crores to 300 crores in 3 years again. So that was a completely unknown terrain for me. But I realized that, you know, end of the day, you have to have some basic common sense, and if you apply yourself on the ground, eventually you can make what you perceive, what you think, right? 3 years putting into this organization, we got the banking license on to the parent company. And then again a dilemma whether to, you know, continue this or we merge this, because RBI said either you need to, you know, merge the business or divest it. While working for 3 years, you know, we realized that there is a huge requirement of aggregation. So while like broking was allowed into equity business, mutual fund business, there was sub-broking was not allowed into insurance business. Okay. And we see that there's a lot of requirement where smaller agents, because so the forte or the geography for us at AU was largely tier 2, 3, 4 locations, commercial vehicle, customer ka cash flow funding, where there was a low paper income. You have to, you know, assess the customer on the cash flow and the actual business needs, going on the ground, having a touch and feel policy, you know. So you get an immense learning. And we realized that that this geography particularly, you know, still insure themselves with to the tune of almost like 80% with PSUs. So while on the country mix we have a 50-50 mix between the private and PSU players, that part of country still works with the PSU organizations, and PSU have their own service levels, which are of course, you know, are way behind than what the customer looks and learn on through a lot of channels. And that is largely because, you know, insurance is a promise to pay contract, unlike other product or service. So against what you pay, we give you a piece of paper, which is nothing but a promise to pay in the eventuality of need. So customers do not want to part away with their hard-earned money on a faceless platform or with somebody who's not known to them. So they want to transact with somebody who's near, who is in the local vicinity, who knows the subject. So that was the larger phenomena, and PSU service levels were very bad. So exactly at the same time when we wanted to go back to IRDA to surrender the license, IRDA came up with a license called POSP, which is point of sale person, which said that, you know, people with basic qualification can sell certain line of products which are pre-underwritten products. And all of a sudden, the business that we were doing, you know, became a scalable business. And that's where I took that call that I'm not going to the bank. I mean, I'll not be a part of AU. I'll be running this, because that's a child that I've nourished for 3 years, have grown that 3 times. Why would I not want to do this when there are guidelines around it? And I'm the front runner in the country, because since the license only came, I mean, the guidelines only came at that point of time, there was no one in the country who was doing this business at that scale. Right. So that's where I said, you know, okay, I mean, even if again, so same thought, if I fail, I can figure out something, but let me fail. So with that thought, you know, I bought out that company. I did a management buyout from the parent company, and I started running on that on my own. Of course, doubt bhi tha, I mean, whether I'll be able to, you know, run that at the same level of scale or not. but one thing was sure that I was clear that we will create a technology around it which creates solution on the ground of based on the learning that we actually collected working on the ground purely offline, that too with PSUs. So आप pain का super pain and super pain का super pain area में आप काम करके आए हैं, and you know what it takes to get people out of this, right? So we decided that we'll opt on a B2B2C model, and we will have an advisor. We will work around enabling this advisor who can sell an insurance product to the customer in those remote areas and location. Because on a country level, we are only 3.7% penetrated as far as insurance is concerned, related to percentage of GDP. And 80% of this is contributed by urban and metro markets. So the market that I'm talking about is plain vanilla, untapped, underserved, and unserved, right? So and while the whole entire business circuit is talking about rural, auto sales nahi hoti hai, to Maruti will say that we'll go to rural. If you talk about some ad tech business, people will talk about going to rural. So you pick any business, and the geography that people are up to is rural and semi-urban markets. So while we were already there, we have identified the need. We said we will create solution around it and scale that. So that has been the journey, and that's how I came on this side, and I became an employer from an employee. But it's more of a team. I think I still don't think you never get that feel कि आप employer हो, because you don't come historically as a promoter. आप एक professional थे, आज a professional team के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. So like-minded people join together and create a team and then execute with same objective, same vision. Is largely the thought process which drives. I'm the oldest guy into the system.
So when did you turn into an entrepreneur? Which year?
So 17, 18.
So it's been almost like 3 years now.
So this is so last year we ended with the third financial year closing.
Okay. So how has been the journey of these 3 years?
So we grew so we started again, and we went back to 100 crores because the captive piece was handed over to the organization. We started collecting on the market. We had to invest in technology. We had to retain the team because, of course, they were also part of the larger organization. But so year one was like a complete chaos, putting the blocks in place. We did 100 crores. The year next was like 145 crores, and this year we have done 180. So I mean, we were chasing somewhere around 200 crores, but so 15th March onwards there was some turbulence in market, of course. So we and insurance, so the major squeeze towards the
year end,
March. Yeah, March end.
True.
So that has been the journey so far. The good thing is that we have not been expanding on the team size. We are, year on year, we are squeezing on the team side. So the good thing is that productivities are increasing the way we envisaged that, one guy will handle, say, 10 advisors and eventually will grow to 30 advisors and then eventually to 40 advisors. We are right on that path. So our per person productivity have increased phenomenally.
So what are the key reasons which has helped you in being more efficient? I believe technology should be one of the player, but can you give some more insight into it, like how it has happened?
तो रोहित वो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग ऐसी so and I again attribute I give that 100% credit to what I have learned at AU. So no, that was an NBFC. We used to lend from banks and then further lend to the customer. We used to work on a float. So that's what I've learned. I learned there, in period of 5 years that आपको 6% का float में, how do you manage to run the entire company in 3%? Finance is nothing but a business of integrity, discipline, and patience, right? So collection important hai, distribution important nahi hai, right? So those are some basic things I think that we learned there. And we learned, that cash is king. Of course, you need to be profitable. So somehow, maybe because of the geography that we were, maybe because of the environment that I was, I learned the business in, taught me that eventually you need to be profitable. Eventually you need to be profitable. Yeah. So we have figured out that we have to how to be lean, how to be cost efficient, and so that's how we executed ourselves. We always knew that we will keep on cutting the back end costs. Eventually, there should be a 50 to 100 people team handling 10,000 people is the epitome. So that's where we wanted to go, and I think third year continuously we are heading towards those numbers.
Great. I think good execution actually. I mean,
Abhishek, how's the revenue? So you made the agent or you made the retailers an agent? Like how was the distribution? Like how did you develop the distribution different than PSU Bank, let's say?
Okay. Fantastic. I think very relevant. So these point of sale guidelines says that, I mean, okay, so you need to understand how it used to work earlier. So if you have to become an agent, you have to pass an IRDA examination. If you have to become a agent of LIC or a New India or any company for that matter, right? When these POS point of sale guidelines came in, they said that brokers, I mean, intermediary can also appoint a point of sale. And that was predominantly driven from the low penetration of insurance in the country. 20 years of privatization, we have only grown 3.7%. So that was a cause of concern across with all the governments, all the finance ministries. So while on the RBI on one side has become a very, very mature regulator, and we have innovative licenses coming in, we have payment banks, we have small finance bank, we will also see wholesale and revenue banks coming in near future.
Right.
IRDA is a 20 years old regulator, so pretty young, right? Private organizations also have a history of not more than 20 years. So they realized that why it is not getting distributed. Why there's no penetrations, and so I'll give you an analogy. In fact, to understand what is the gap. So Rajasthan as a district, Rajasthan as a state has got 33 districts. We have 330 plus tehsil, and we have 52,000 villages. We have a population of around 6.5 odd crores. The presence of insurance companies. So we have 4 PSU companies, and we have 24 private insurance companies. 24 private insurance companies operate out of only 7 districts even today in Rajasthan. So market actually village level pe banne lag gaya. So village, there are villages as big which qualifies to become a tehsil, because hum census 10 saal pehle ka refer karte hain, right? So there are villages which have grown to a size of tehsil. There are tehsils which have grown to a size of district. Private insurer is even today is operating out of 7, 8 places by virtue of their offices. Now insurance is a promise to pay contract, and people in these markets want to know who will process my claim and from where, right? So आप पहुंचे ही नहीं है, इसलिए वहाँ पे PSU पहुंचा हुआ है. जो PSU पहुंचा हुआ है तो PSU सर्विस करता है. Now let's plot how many places are covered by PSU by virtue of their offices. That is not more than 60. So हमारा 330 तहसील भी cover नहीं हुआ, उसके आगे 60 locations पे हमारा presence है, and rest all is managed by agents. So that is one analogy. That's one analogy कि क्यों PSU का dominance ज़्यादा है, and what is the market size. Okay. Pick another analogy. So we have 57 insurers all put together, which includes life and general. We have 711 corporate agency licenses. So corporate agency is large institution, giant organizations like ICICI Bank or a credit cooperative or a large organization which can sell insurance as a part of their business as a bundle attachment or as a product offering, right? So they are 711 in numbers. There are 400 brokers in the country. So 700, 400, and then we have almost like 30 lakh agents in the country. So 57 insurers, 711 corporate agents, 400 broker, and 40 lakh agents have contributed what? 3.7%.
3.7%.
Right.
Correct.
So there is some gap. कहीं gap है. अब आते हैं वापस हम analogy 1 पे कि अब if I have to penetrate in Rajasthan, I need to crack that problem where that I'll be served by somebody who's local. So we hire a son of the soil. Let's talk about Seeker. तो सीकर से हम अगर रानोली जाते हैं, सीकर से बीकानेर का पूरा मार्केट कवर करते हैं, एंड यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दोज लोकेशन. सीकर से लक्ष्मणगढ़ जाते हैं, सीकर से आप सुजानगढ़ जाते हैं, सीकर से आप जयपुर आते हैं तो रिंगस आता है. ये सारी लोकेशंस पे इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का प्रेजेंस नहीं है. ओके, now when there is not a presence, who is serving the customer? There is a local guy who is serving the customer. Customer wants to go, and by virtue of time and he being a local resource, I would always want to go to Ramlalji and Shamlalji, who has been doing this business for last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years.
True.
इनके पास क्या ऑप्शन था? So इनके पास एक ऑप्शन था कि they would have gone to the PSU company, वहाँ पे because he also goes through that deficit of trust. So we said that by technology we will create the enablement of this Ramlalji. Ramlalji automatically enjoys that trust because he comes from that space, that market. Customers are more than happy to transact with them. How do I enable Ramlalji? So we created a very small platform, just like say so if you talk about the number one, you know, that comes across is like Policybazaar, where you put in some information, you get a comparison and you buy. Correct?
Correct.
So if I would have enabled Ramlalji with a similar platform, customer would have got a better solution. Ramlalji would have increased his income because now he can serve 20 companies at one go. Customer was happy, the agent was happy, and we were happy. And he doesn't mind shelling out a 20 paisa out of his increased income that we have created. Because otherwise he was not enjoying that revenue, that margin. So people are happy to transact with us. I mean, for that matter, that those agents, and that's how we created our retailers.
So Abhishek, like if I understood, like you are an agent for all the insurance companies, right? In your platform, so customer, and then you created with your technology platform, anyone, including the LIC agent, also can be agent for you. Okay?
Right.
You give a choice to the customers to choose whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And platform, he click and everything, you serve them. Okay.
Exactly.
So customer gets a variation whether. So you created another Policybazaar within the door space.
Exactly. So it's a B2C platform, and we are B2B2C.
So you get the margin from the company which they operate, and so you have got an API which you are able to generate and pay the money.
We have API integrations through 35 insurers, all banked into our platform.
And how does the customer, village customer, suppose and I'm agent in the village, how do I deposit the money? Do you have, because I don't have, will I deposit by using Google Pay? How is the system of collecting money you have? And how do you pay out to them? Like,
right. So of course there was a challenge where people said that, you know, we have to work on a cash model, and we have to how do we make a payment, because they largely operate on cash. But so all these tech platforms, fintech platforms have, you know, helped us a big way by providing cashback. So people know that if I have to pay through a Google Pay, I'll be making some cashback, or if I have to pay through Phone Pay, I'll make a cashback. So हमने बोला कि देखिए आपका जो इंश्योरेंस का प्राइसिंग है उसमें आपको कुछ 5% 10% किसी ना किसी प्लेटफॉर्म पे कैशबैक मिलता होगा. So why don't you, and eventually everybody is doing that. So that's how we use that platforms, varied platforms to enable those payments. Where there is there are customers who says, boss, I cannot do it myself. He will get it done through the advisor or the agent. Because he knows कि वो उसका cashback बन रहा है. So he's more than happy to, or willing to make a payment, and through online platform. And this COVID was again blessing in disguise.
One more questions, because Saurabh, because you're interesting thing. Suppose, and as I customers, I deposit 100. This money can be using Google Play and any platform. This money directly hit to the insurance account, or it goes to you and you pay him. There is a credit period.
So it goes to the insurer directly. We are not supposed to collect money.
Then you will, how frequently they pay you commission, and how frequently you?
So they pay us commission on a monthly cycle.
Okay. And how frequently you pay the commissions to these guys, the retailers?
So we also pay them monthly, month on month basis.
Okay. And And then he has got a track record how much policy that platform you have created for the agents, you know.
Yes, exactly. You, देखिए sir, एक agent. So I think I have shared that link with you where we got a video shot. So there were a lot of impact funds who were interested to know our story when we wanted to raise fund, and some of them came on the ground to see that operational due diligence. So you would have seen in that movie that people used to write on a register, for example, and typically this is how it happens. वो अपनी diary maintain करता है, register maintain करता है, copy maintain करता है, and those who are organized to notice कि okay 20th October मैंने रामलाल जी का insurance किया है, अगली 20th October मुझे इनको follow करना है, इनका number and things like that. We automated everything. हमने उसकी डायरी को पूरा automate कर दिया. So everything is now available on that application. Effectively, you get to know the renewals. You can push message notifications to the customer through that same application.
Okay, you made him very technology savvy.
You can send a payment link now. So agent के life बहुत better हो गया. I mean now.
And agent also, suppose I'm an agent, so I get a renewal. And does the agent also get the customer mobile number, emails, and he can push back WhatsApp he reminder? That's also that thing you have done it? Or?
So initially, of course, you know, the mindset with people was that I will not share the number of the customers, number one. Number two, largely this side of the population, you being in telco, know that this is 99% prepaid population, right? So customer used to change their numbers. So number के लिए हमें वैसे भी कोई relevance बहुत ज़्यादा great था नहीं. And that's a typicality that you see in these markets. So of late people are starting their same mobile numbers because now it is linked to Aadhaar. So उसकी कुछ permanency उसको चाहिए. It is linked to your DTH. It is linked to all your digital payments.
Correct.
Right. It is linked to your bank account. So all that discipline is now started coming in.
So you made a completely distribution. And you solve the problem of the guys, which PSU couldn't solve.
Actually, देखिए सर PSU के वैसे भी देखिए एक company है. I mean ये हमारे यहाँ थोड़ा typicality है that so private insurer will always want to do a cherry picking because I want to write the most profitable portfolio. PSU is there to write everything else, right? Within a PSU, there are difficult service levels because it's not a transaction-based system. It's more of a service. Because, right? So service क्या आएगी कि मैंने आज आपसे इंश्योरेंस तो बाय कर लिया, मेरी जरूरत थी, मैंने आपको पैसा दिया, मैंने अपने आप को इंश्योर किया. I will avail the service only at the time of claim. I will avail the service only when I sell my vehicle to somebody else where I need to get an endorsement done. Right? So वो बहुत पैथेटिक है. वहाँ बहुत टाइम गैप है, वहाँ बहुत तकलीफ है. And we said, okay, you park that problem with us and we will manage that. Now, of course, that aggregation of, say, if I park 30 crores, 40 crores, 50 crores with New India here in Rajasthan or maybe as a nationally, I became an important player for them. They would go ahead and set up a claim sub for me dedicated. Right? So that single agent who was doing not more than 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupees volume with them in remote locations, started getting a service levels of a 40 crore business premium placement.
Right. Only one question which I've got curiosity to know, which is problem. Like normally what happens actually agent when the customer comes in for the claim filing, the problem happens normally, the problem is he doesn't know anybody and he relies on an agent to solve the problem because his life ends out there. So how does you solve the problem between the different company and solve his settlement problem? Did you develop some technology or customer relationship? How are you able to do better than others?
So, sir, देखिए, so simple things simple, right? The first pain of a customer is, okay, I met an accident. My vehicle is in Guwahati. It's night 2 a.m. What do I do? Right? So commercial vehicle का जो customer है, he knows what to do. He'll immediately look for the nearest workshop, park the vehicle, wait till morning, and then intimate to his agent that my vehicle has met an accident. Agent will intimate that claim to the insurance company. Now the game begins. Now insurance company will say, okay, that guy has met an accident. We need the permit. We need the fitness. We need the driving license. We need all those papers. We need everything. We need an FIR. We need an FR. And that's where the pain starts, right? Now there's an insurance company in Seeker the vehicle has met an accident in Guwahati, there will be a surveyor who will be appointed from nearest location, say Silchar or within from Guwahati. He will go there, create a survey, collect and submit to the information to the insurance company. Agent is helpless to execute between all of them. And we said, okay, now you intimate that claim to us or to the insurance company and then to us so that we can keep a track of it. By virtue of our experience of issuing almost like 12 lakh policies, handled almost like 8,000 claims, we know what documents are required at the step 1.
Correct.
To tell you that, look, we will need A, B, C, D, E in one go. इसके अलावा हमें कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए, आप ये हमें पेपर दे दीजिए. तो customer is also at peace. मुझे बता दिया ये 6 कागज मुझे लाने. He'll organize those 6 papers. We will, through agent or directly, in fact, that is where
agent also can upload the whole thing directly. It goes to the insurance company.
सर कर सकता है, बट उसको वहां से जो रिस्पॉन्ड मिलेगा वो कैसे कोऑर्डिनेट करेगा कि अभी सर्वेयर वहां पे है, वहां पे अप्लाई कराइए. ही कैन नॉट गो एंड देखिए सर, उसका प्राइम बिजनेस इज डूइंग सेल्स. दैट्स अनदर फैक्ट कि सर्विस के टाइम पे आई शो माय रियल फेस बिकॉज सॉरी बट आई कांट कीप ऑन रनिंग बिहाइंड फॉर योर क्लेम, ओनली योर क्लेम, बिकॉज कस्टमर इज कस्टमर. वहां उसकी सारी एक्सपेक्टेशंस हो जाती है. सो एजेंट बड़ी एमिकेबली हमें पार कर देता है कि सर अब आप देख लो. वी नो दैट दिस इज अ बिजनेस ऑफ सर्विस. सो मैं इंश्योरेंस सेल करूंगा जब मैं क्लेम्स की सर्विसिंग अच्छी करूंगा. तो वी डेवलप्ड आवर network with workshops, with surveyors, within different insurance companies, and of course the knowledge domain that we have gathered over a period of time that helps that agent and the customer both कि आप मुझे one shot में पेपर ला दीजिए, मेरे को पार्क कर देंगे तो मैं इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को पार्क कर दूंगा, and I'll keep a track what is happening.
Okay, good. Thank you, very good.
Yeah, so that's how we help them, and it is more than enough, which is more than sufficient. We track कि टोटल लॉस में कितना टैट पे जाती है गाड़ी, थेफ्ट में कितने में जाती है, नॉर्मल रिपेयर में कितनी जाती है.
That experience is helping you.
Of course. And it has to be an ecosystem. So the another second firm belief is that it has to be an ecosystem, sir. I mean, had it been a transaction platform business, see, entire country even today operates at 2 to 3% of online business. Rest is all is offline.
I agree.
And then you are working into a market where people haven't yet to see those benefits. So I think we need to figure out the pain which lies in the ecosystem and not at the transaction platform.
Abhishek, like what were the few innovative things you have done? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. So what were the few innovative things you have done during the COVID times?
So of course, yes. So 2 weeks, I mean, we were into entire chaos, like the whole world, that what has happened and how do we, organize ourselves. But then I realized that, I mean, there's not much that you can go, go on the ground. So we started, of course, using this technology. I mean, everybody was on Zoom, and so are we also. We started organizing training sessions for our people. Which they have never, come across or seen across. I mean, largely a PSU organization organizing a training session for their agents is a long thought thing. So we started small packets, small pockets, small videos around health insurance, around life insurance, around their skill development, about talking about COVID, about talking their own insurance, because while he is an agent, he doesn't install himself also. So that's what we kept on doing continuously. We also realized that this is a high time risk recognition period. I mean, for that matter, I myself would have, doubled my term insurance amount, the sum insured, because, there was an unknown fear factor which was in everybody's mind, and people were, working on the, do's and don'ts. So there was an increased risk perception, and we immediately harp on that opportunity. We started talking about products in EMI, because that's another challenge. So हमारे market में एक customer जिसका household income ही around 15,000 के नीचे है, that one is not on a sustainable, continuous, uniform basis, does not pay almost like 15,000 rupees of premium as a health insurance.
Correct.
He is more than happy to pay 1,000 rupees per month. He's more than happy. but वैसा product exist नहीं करता था. So everything, at times when you think things are getting conducive around you, there are companies which came with EMI products, and we started talking about those products. So market tha, perception tha, acceptance thi, we started selling those small ticket size products. So while we were largely a general insurance and that too motor insurance portfolio company, we saw a spike of almost like 78% on the health and term insurance side in these last 3 quarters. In the last 1 quarter, last 3 months. So that was also a learning. And
okay. So what are your future plans like? Say expansion plans, next 2 to 3 years plan, and all that stuff.
So next 12 to 18 months, the states where we work, so we are largely a Northwest player. We work in almost like 10 states, entire North, Gujarat and Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh. I think we have 1400 tehsils with us in these states. Plan is to go deep down in these markets first, because these are known markets, and we would definitely want to go deep dive, because so it's like that early mover advantage also. Now that you have you know how to be lean and be the last mile also, I think we can now accelerate our growth faster into those markets. That's a competitive advantage also to us, because a lot of companies have withhold their advertising, withhold their expansions because of the setback that this event has given to them. We are a very, very lean company. We are very, very frugal. I think this quarter also we are at par with our Q1 last year, or maybe higher also. So I don't see any reason that why we should be restricting our growth. Yes, the market is disturbed, and we will. That is again, as I said, is a blessing in disguise. We have figured out some ways and means more that how can we educate people on online. There is a huge acceptance of coming online, interacting on a platform like this. So people are also more than happy. So we'll be doing that. So we want to cover some 1400 tehsils in next 12 to 18 months. We want to raise some capital now, because we have acquired a large channel where we need to brand ourselves, we need to market ourselves, we need to continuously and very, very fast invest into our tech also, which again, help people becoming a complete ecosystem. For example, this video call in itself is a great tool to have on your application now, because so there are no physical meetings. It's a consultative selling business. So why can't a agent and customer talk to each other and do a objection handling, also including the insurance company guy, or maybe the whosoever is the product knowledge expert, to come on the same platform and explain to the customer then and there and close the transaction.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Very true.
So,
how much money you have raised till date?
Sorry?
How much money have you raised till date?
So we have not raised anything. As such, it's all my personal infusion, and that would have been through loans also, friends and families. Yes. So we have not yet raised.
So how much you put investment? Let's say if you want to all put together, like building up this business.
So okay, so that includes my acquisition cost from the parent organization, and the deficit that I have funded for last 2 years. Last year we were like break even. So that is around 11 to 12 odd crores that has gone.
Yeah.
So I was just asking, like across the 10 states, how many retailers, active retailers you are having currently?
Okay, so month on month we reached to a number of around 2000.
2000.
And this operates at a 25%. The larger base you grow, the smaller is the number of activations. However, we remain we have an activation ratio of around 25% on the base. So we have 10,000 registered partners, and 2,500 of them are working with us.
And so, like, how do you keep them actively engaged? Any strategies like which your team dedicatedly do? Because it's a large base of 10,000 people and 2,500 monthly active people.
Correct.
That to spread across geographies.
Right. So, so a very relevant question, Rohit. I think we realized of late that now that we have created a platform and we have large number of base, and it is very, very important to keep them engaged. Um, so we took a tech support from a company called CleverTap, which is being used by a lot of platforms, large established platforms. For example, at a Make My Trip, if you get stuck with while doing your ticket, somebody will call you and say, "Hey, I'm there to help you." Is what we have recently done. So we have done that integration into our application. We exactly know what hour of time which agent was doing what. How many of them have not been doing a transaction? I mean, you know how it works, right? So we have recently done that. That got completed sometime in April, in March, and then we went into lockdown. So we are yet to see those results. But yes, it's a very, very important feature. And if you have to talk about tools, see, we know these are ये less skilled लोग हैं. So how do I keep them engaged? It's like, say, send them a very easy question every 2 hours, 3 hours, and give them a small prize. Organize some virtual meeting for them, for their kids, where they can submit your, so there is a whole lot of program that मतलब आप जो भी सोच सकते हैं उसको आपको execute करने के लिए एक platform चाहिए होता है. Yeah, so that's how I think we intend to do that engagement piece. हमने अपने लोगों का कोविड इंश्योरेंस कराया.
Oh wow.
So ये ना, क्योंकि जो हम काम कर रहे हैं वो तो हमें करना चाहिए अपने लोगों के लिए. So all those who have been with us for last 3 years and were also active in April, May, June, we said कि इनको pick करो और इनको इंश्योरेंस करते हैं हम. So and that becomes an aspiration and inspiration for others. Right. So
True. Very true. Rohit, any other question?
Yeah, no, I've got one question.
Yeah.
So when you're building up the organization, like you have invested 11 to 12 crore, what are the things, risk side, what are the things, people, friends who supported you, who were against you, and how did you overcome those moments, which is, Glories looks very good as of this point of time, but that point of time, how many people were, what are the things you had negative side, which comes out to be not actually the fair, okay?
Correct. So every year was a learning, sir. As I said, and you have to take the first step. Actually, you have to believe in something, and only then you can make people believe into it. The only risk, lies that, okay, you will not trust me or you don't believe into me. Until unless you are firm in your mind, okay, fair, you don't believe into me, I believe in myself. So I'll keep on conducting myself. So I have seen कि if you are that committed, eventually things get conducive around it. हर चीज आपकी धीरे धीरे बनती जाती है. आपका एक दिन टर्नओवर बनने लगता है. टर्नओवर बनता है तो आपको, like for example, we were looking for funds desperately last time some year, and that's where I ran around again in Bangalore, straight landed to the VC universe, where we know that we were not yet prepared. Our tech was still still to take shape. We were doing a profitable business. We were doing a lean model. But those are some things that VCs don't look at. They would only look at the scale. And we said, okay, no. I will not tell you a wrong story that it is only scale. It is an enablement. It is not a generation which technology do. And that's the wrong. So if I differ, I differ. And we were looking for funds. So how do we who have been working with me? There are people who have who have seen things happening, who have seen those numbers. So of course, वो आपके friends होते हैं, वो बिना किसी logic के आपको help करते हैं. And then we also applied to banks. And to my surprise, there were conservative organizations like HDFC Bank, like a Kotak Bank, who said, okay, we will give you some unsecured debt to fund your things. So far, this is how things have happened. And yes, of course, there are always doubts. आपको रोज होता है, but you need to show up every morning, every day. आप अपने आप से, I think,
your father was a businessman, and how did your entrepreneurship came in your blood? Are your relatives, how did that happen? Because a lot of people are not able to come out now from the job syndrome.
Sir, वो मुझे लगता है कि मतलब वो देखिए, see, I have seen a lot of highly educated people spending their entire career lifespan for working with promoters, right? I have met a lot of people now. ये 3 साल ने मुझे इतना सिखाया, and I'm fortunate enough to meet some great people. And I've seen that there were people who did not had a great education background, but eventually they have conducted, they have converted themselves as a successful business, and they're professionals who are working for them, right? The two factors which differentiate these two guys, right? आपके पास एक resource है sir. Resource से भी पहले मुझे, मैं वापस जो बात कर रहा हूँ, वो flair है, वो आपका inherent flair है कि even if I was in job, I never did that as a job. It was my own passion or flair or my energy levels that I have to conduct it like as if it is my own baby. So even when you are in job,
I have one another question. Where the passion came to your body? Like, how did is your father, mother, like how did that generate? You may not be knowing it, but how did your father? What was your father?
So no. So those, as I said, they have all been academicians. They have all retired from University of Rajasthan.
Is any relative in childhood was very successful entrepreneur?
No, not at all. See, so when I was completing my chartered accountancy,
he's a first generation entrepreneur.
First generation. No, first generation. Childhood, either your neighbors are there somewhere, you see unfounded when
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So see, so when I was completing my chartered accountancy, I knew that I am not that disciplined. While I have done my CA, तो मैंने degree तो ले लिया है, but मैं अपने आप को conduct करने के लिए I cannot get into practice today, because वहाँ पे आपके पास full freedom है. You have to conduct yourself. और अगर मुझे अभी freedom मिल गया तो मैं कुछ नहीं करने वाला हूँ. मेरा principal ने भी मुझे बोला कि भाई तुझे क्या चाहिए? Why do you want to get into a job? Look at this. Look at me. This is a successful firm. नेक्स्ट 2-3 साल में यू विल गेट सेटल डाउन. एंड आई सेड, सर मुझे सेटल डाउन नहीं होना है, मुझे थोड़ा डिसिप्लिन होना है. आई वाज वेरी क्लियर दैट टाइम, एंड आई वांट टू डू जॉब. मुझे तो जॉब करनी है, बिकॉज आई वांट टू गेट इनटू दैट डिसिप्लिन. मॉर्निंग इवनिंग क्या नंबर टारगेट क्या कैसे करना है, तो वो सीखा. और वो ऐसा सीखा कि वो टॉप पे सीखा. सो एट 4th गियर आपने वो काम सीखा, एंड देन आपके वो पुराना कुल बुलाया कि यार देखिए सर, बिजनेस में आप कभी भी सोचते हैं ना, यू कैन. सो आई एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम माय थॉट वाज कि आई कैन कम बैक टू प्रैक्टिस एनी डे व्हेन आई वांट टू. आई नीड टू लर्न फर्स्ट, राइट? एंड आई वुड नॉट लाइक टू spend or maybe waste my years initially when I was at peak of my energy to do this practice thing, जहाँ पे कि आप मतलब वो कर रहे हो. I somehow didn't like that. मुझे नहीं ऑडिटिंग करनी है, बिकॉज मुझे बिजनेस साइड में होना चाहिए. मुझे आई थिंक आई हैड टू बी एट द फ्रंट. ऑडिटिंग इज अ बैक एंड जॉब, अकाउंटिंग इज अ बैक एंड जॉब. आई एम अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, बट आई नेवर लाइक दैट वर्क ऑफ डूइंग अ बैक एंड जॉब. वो अब आपका नेचुरल फ्लेयर हो सकता है. सो आई मीन, और वो नेचुरल, आई थिंक वो नेचुरल है. वो कहीं से भी नहीं आया, बिकॉज मैं तो शुरू में भी फौज में जाने की सोचता था. मतलब फौज में भी हमारे यहाँ तो कोई नहीं है.
फ्रंट लाइन.
हाँ, फ्रंट लाइन होना है मुझे तो.
Great. तो एक चीज बताइए अभिषेक जी, तो like how did you zero down to Jaipur then, and is Jaipur as a startup ecosystem is different from the other metros? कुछ fight है वहाँ या सब कुछ easy है?
नहीं, so as I said, there were not enough opportunities, and I was also away from my home. मैं जयपुर में कभी, मैंने 9 साल के करियर में 1.5 साल जयपुर स्पेंड किया होगा. I have been I started in Baroda. I started off. I went to Rajkot. I was in Ahmedabad. I came back to Jaipur. I went to MP. From MP, I came back to Jaipur. Then to Delhi. Right. So it has been that wandering journey. But when I came back, when I moved out of bank, and I had to figure out some opportunity. Some of my friends were trying their hands with business, all into retail asset banking guys. So that's how I came to Jaipur, that if I have to try my hands, I can do that in Jaipur because exposure हमने लिया है, वहाँ पे opportunity है, कर सकते हैं. And then my being at AU was the game changer because I saw a company, getting into a next level. So everything can be done, everything is doable, everything is, opportunity has. And Niche, it's a multi-billion dollar market. And I also learned that it's a game of execution. It's a game of execution. AU never had that flush capital ever. We always lended from bank and lended to the customer. हमने हमेशा float and margin में काम किया है. So I think execution is the game. It's a successful execution, nothing else. I sum up in 2 words. कि वो successful execution है.
True.
Right.
Great, yeah. Inspiring story, I would say.
Yep.
Super.
Lovely.
Not yet a story, sir. अभी तक.
तो यार
मैं बोलता हूँ कि बहुत से लोग हैं, जैसे मैं पूछता हूँ 1-1 साल जॉब से बैठे रहते हैं, तो मैं कभी बिजनेस के लिए बोलता हूँ कर लो, there is enough margin. So only thing is they don't want job. Even investment is not there. They want job.
Right. वो रिस्क है ना सर, रिस्क एपिटाइट नहीं होता.
रिस्क भी नहीं, मान लीजिए किसी में रिस्क का बात नहीं होता है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग रिस्क, देयर इज सपोज रिस्क इज 5-10 lakh rupees in. There are a lot of things you can do without risk. Sell it. Because nobody pays free, of course. You will do certain business and he will earn the money. Like you are saying, I earn 100, I pay 70 to my dealer, 25 to my. That is how you are earning and giving it. You can't pay free, of course, for anyone.
Correct.
So that mindset in India, it is not coming out, If I need to choose, that is what the problem is, Good quality of people just sitting at home.
So of late, yes, I also feel pity that there are so many energetic guys who are still, have limited themselves to that particular. I think safeguard उनको ज़्यादा priority होता है, and that's where I said I have seen a lot of people जिन्होंने 38 साल 40 साल किसी promoter group के लिए काम किया है, but they never would have done that. So I think risk has a very, very large role to play to get you into the execution. कि क्या होगा?
Good.
I think
generally आपके passion से आता है.
I think generally crises are good time for entrepreneurship. At least the 2008 Lehman crisis showed us some good e-commerce startups coming up in India, from Flipkart to Ola to Swiggy's of the world.
Yes.
And I believe that 2020 could be another game changer year.
It has already become. It has already become, like, people have really understood the power of digital. They have broken their mindsets. There are no mindsets. There are no inhibitions to understand a business case and buy a product online, seeing the person, interacting with him virtually. It has broken the entire mindset. So now this will stay forever. This change
very
will stay
inspiring
forever.
Journey, yaar. I love it. Every conversation I learned so much.
Thank you so much, sir.